We have multiple surprising New York Knicks updates as this has fans fired up, as all of these updates do have direct impacts on the New York Knicks and Indiana Pacers Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals, where the Knicks desperately need a win. And there have been comments speaking out on guarding Tyrese Haliburton, the new way that the New York Knicks are guarding him, and talk about Jalen Brunson getting attacked on defense. And we are going to break all this down, so a lot to go over. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and guys, I appreciate all the support that you've given this channel, so make sure to subscribe if you're enjoying these videos and you're part of that 74%. So let's make sure, hit the subscribe button. It does help the channel out a ton. We're 300 subscribers away from 16,000. Our goal for the playoffs. Let's get there, and let's get a win against the Knicks tonight. Jumping into it, we've seen multiple reports on the New York Knicks and multiple updates about them since the last game they played, where they beat the Indiana Pacers handily, only holding them to 90 points and really showing that they can easily beat the Pacers. And the Pacers, they use a very deep bench. And one of the guys they've been using recently is shown right here in Tony Bradley. Bradley has stepped in recently for Thomas Bryant, as Mitchell Robinson was absolutely destroying Bryant, and they had to take him out of the game because he just wasn't adding anything on either side of the ball. So they put Bradley in as a different big man, and he did have more of an impact on the game than we saw Thomas Bryant have, and Mitchell Robinson and co did get slowed down a little bit more. So now we have an update on him, as we saw Bradley hurt his hip early on in the last game, and it was revealed by Scott Agnes that Pacers center Tony Bradley, who exited Game 5 with a left hip flexor strain, is questionable for Saturday versus the New York Knicks. Now it's the playoffs. Everyone gets bumped. Everyone gets a little bit of injuries here and there. You get those nagging injuries, those pains and stuff. We know the Knicks are dealing with it between Karl-Anthony Towns' hand and on top of that, Jalen Brunson's ankle. We've seen this happen already. We know OG's hamstring's a little messed up as well. So there's a lot going on to where we understand both sides of the ball do have injuries here. Neither team is winning this series based off injuries at all. The Pacers are up 3-2 because the Knicks got lazy, and for the most part, we've seen Rick Carlisle outcoach Tom Thibodeau. The officiating has not been great, but again, the reason that the Pacers are up is because they've just played better basketball than the Knicks and forced the Knicks into their style, something the New York Knicks did get out of in Game 5, where they had their biggest win in a very, very, very long time. Their first conference finals home win in 20-some-odd years, and frankly, just a great moment for Knicks fans, but it's not done. They're down 3-2, and they have a game where they have to beat the Indiana Pacers, obviously, or they get eliminated. And Tony Bradley is now dealing with an injury. Bradley's been solid for the Pacers off the bench as well, so this is a crazy update. Now, it was also mentioned on top of that by Agnes that Aaron Nesmith is off the injury report, despite the fact, as mentioned here, that he couldn't play last game as he was dealing with that injury as well, to that ankle. So that's very interesting to see what happens. Either he's feeling better or the Pacers just kept him off because he's going to play anyway. I'm guessing it's the latter, and that he's just going to play so the Pacers just didn't put him on the injury list. But in regards to Tony Bradley, what we've seen is a guy who the numbers don't jump out at you. He's only averaging 2 points and 2 rebounds per game, but he's not playing a ton of minutes either. He's playing 9.6 minutes a night, and he's been impactful enough. I mean, he's gotten an offensive rebound in every single game that he's had, and he's given the Knicks a little bit more trouble on the boards than Thomas Bryant did, so it's worked out. I mean, you look at Thomas Bryant, who's playing 7.4 minutes, and in that time he's averaged 1 and 1, and his numbers have been terrible. He's shooting 20% from the field, so his shooting numbers are not good as well. Meanwhile, you look at a guy in Bradley who is shooting 50% from the field, so he obviously adds a lot more. And Mitchell Robinson has been great for the New York Knicks. He's putting up 5 points, 7 rebounds, and 1.5 blocks in the Eastern Conference Finals, and because of that, what we're seeing is a team that can't really deal with Mitchell Robinson. Tony Bradley was giving a lot more trouble to Mitch than Bryant was, and even at points, Miles Turner. So what we're seeing here is Mitchell Robinson gets set up into position to have a big game with Tony Bradley not fully healthy. Now, there's a world because of this that Bradley doesn't play at all. Remember, it's important to know that Tony Bradley is not a guy who plays insane minutes or is someone who's a massive part of the Pacers team. So the Pacers might say, he's not fully healthy. We'll throw Thomas Bryant out there, and if Bryant is just getting played off the court, maybe we'll look towards Bradley then. Or they could even go small and have Pascal Siakam and and Obi Toppin out there together as well, given, I guess, Pascal and OG will also be on the floor together, just not on the same team anymore. But that's not the point of this, obviously. The point is that Tony Bradley has had a positive impact on the Indiana Pacers, and because of that, what we've seen is the Knicks struggle a bit more with him, and now with him being injured, this is another chance for the New York Knicks to continue to dominate the rebounding battle in a way that they've done thus far into the series. Mitchell Robinson and Karl-Anthony Towns have both been awesome on the boards, and the Knicks want to keep that up. It's one of the reasons why they moved Mitch into the starting lineup, is so they could control the rebounding battle. One of their, if not their biggest advantage against the Indiana Pacers is the way they rebound the ball, where the Pacers don't as well. The Knicks have played excellent defense on the Pacers in this span as well, and because of that, there has been a lot of discourse on guarding Tyrese Haliburton, and with Jalen Brunson being attacked on a lot of switches, and it does have a lot of people just considering everything. I mean, you look at the way that Jalen Brunson has played for the Knicks. He's been phenomenal, as always. The defense is obviously not his strong suit. There's been a lot of talk where fans have been very upset about his defense. Fans are fired up about the way that Jalen Brunson has been defending, or, well, not defending the ball when he's put in situations on screens. But he looked good against Tyrese Haliburton in the last game. I mean, mainly we do see Mikal Bridges guard him. Now with Bridges not playing 45 minutes tonight, stretching back to around 34 to 36 minutes, we are seeing him extend 60% up the court, and because of that, it's slowing the game down for the Knicks. When the Knicks can slow the Pacers' offense down, they can control the pace of the game. And when the Pacers get forced into a half-court set, they struggle a lot. It's a lot of just constant pick-and-roll actions where they're trying to just get a guy open in the corner with the Knicks playing help defense, and the Knicks have been able to counteract that in Game 5, and they're going to try to do that again because clearly it's what's been working against this team. Now, there was discussion on Jalen Brunson guarding him, and Josh Hart said, "We don't need Brunson to be a lockdown defender or anything like that. We just need him to go out there and play physical with intensity and not foul. It's really just a competitive thing, an ego thing of like, okay, I'm going to guard my yard." It's having pride. I think he did that tonight, and we need him to do it in Indiana. And it's also mentioned that Brunson said, yes, these images were backwards. I'm just happy with the way we responded. Honestly, we came out and had some energy to the way we played. I'm very proud of what we did, and we have to try to replicate it in the first quarter of the next game. The Knicks are very aware that the first quarter is going to be a huge factor of guarding Tyrese Haliburton. Haliburton, weird stat, but it's true. When he makes his first shot, he has a much better game than if he misses his first shot. The Knicks need to force Haliburton into uncomfortable situations because he's a guy who just gets better and better the more his confidence grows, and we see that. He's one of those guys who's not afraid of a heat check shot that's in a different area code from the basket, and he can hit him. When Tyrese Haliburton's shooting a super deep three, I'm like, I'll live with that shot, but I know Tyrese Haliburton can make it. He's been doing that since college at this point, so it's something we have to be aware of, but the Knicks guarded Haliburton well. They guarded him physically, and he struggled, and he didn't get into a rhythm, and he didn't get confidence. And what it led to was Haliburton having a terrible game where he had 8 and 6. And obviously, if Haliburton's not going to play very well, the Pacers are going to struggle to win without their best player playing good basketball. It is what it is. And the Knicks have found themselves in a situation where, look, Brunson's going to get attacked on screens, but he did an excellent job guarding the perimeter. Jalen Brunson is not as bad of a defender as people say he is. It's a matter of how much he's going to play, though. If he's going to play 46 minutes a night, then what's going to happen is we're going to see Brunson kind of get a little lazy on defense because he understands how much he has to do on offense, so he's making a business decision here. So the New York Knicks, now that they're playing Brunson around 36 minutes a night, what we're seeing is Brunson be more aggressive on defense, and he's such a smart player that he does have that in his repertoire as well to be able to be a solid enough defender to where attacking him, yes, it's still the ideal move when you have Josh Hart, Deuce McBride, OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges all on the floor for the New York Knicks. Obviously not at the same time with Jalen Brunson because there's no big man, but you guys know what I mean. Like, having a bunch of great perimeter defenders on the New York Knicks, especially guys who are individual great perimeter defenders, it makes sense to attack the best offensive player. Tyre, Moutmore, and Brunson is the worst defender out of the lot, so it does make sense to do it. However, Brunson has looked better in the lesser minutes as well, and that is super important for this team. But guys, what do you think about all this? Let me know in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe if you want the New York Knicks to win this game. You got it. They might not win if you guys don't subscribe. That's what I'm hearing. And just be safe. All I'm saying, you just got to be safe. But guys, on a serious note, have a great day. Go Knicks. Let's win Game 6 and get back to the Garden. Catch you later.